Generation of ASK modulation and demodulation. ASK modulation is amplitude shift keying, and ASK is the type of modulation to represents the binary data in the form of variation in the amplitude of the signal. Carrier of the amplitude varies according to the message signal is called as the ASK amplitude or shifted. Any modulated signal has high frequency carrier. Binary signal when ASK modulator gives zero values for low input while it is carrier output is for high. The following figure represents ASK modulation waveform along with its input. The following figure represents ASK modulation waveform along with its input. Find the process of obtaining this ASK modulation wave, the working of ASK modulator. See that 0 volts and 1 volts amplitude, and message signal is 0 1 0 1 0 1. According to the carrier will be shifted on and off. ASK modulator block diagram compares the carrier signal generator, the binary sequence from the message signal and band limited filters. According to this unipolar binary sequence is the input of the message signals and cellular generating the oscillators and modulator, and sending the binary data is a sequence of positive voltages or negative voltages. If positive voltages represents binary data 1 and negative 0 volts represents the negative voltage, then the carrier will be shifted according to the carrier shifted according to the binary data digital data stream. Unipolar, only unidirectional. There is only positive pulse, no negative pulses, negative voltages. According to the positive voltages, the carrier signal will be carried out, and after that modulated signal is output is given to the ASK generated output. Modulated with the shifted the signal ASK on and off, shifted positive negative. The carrier, this is the block diagram of basic block diagram as in the generation of the ASK method. The carrier generator sends a continuous high frequency carrier signals. The binary sequences from the message signal makes unipolar input to be either high or low signals. The high level signal close to the switch carrier wave, hence the output will be the carrier signal at a high input. When there is a low input, the switch goes to be open, and open when on and off means switch is on when you are transmitting one bit, switch will be off when the carrier is not allowing no voltage to be appear, hence the output will be low. The band limited filters shapes of the pulses depending upon the amplitude and phase characteristics of the band limited filters are pulse shaping filters. Band limited filter shapes the pulse depending upon the amplitude, phases characteristics of band limited. This is the modulation to generate the modulated on and off signal, the information carried out. Next, ASK demodulation. Asynchronous ASK demodulator consisting of a half-wave rectifier and also given to the low pass filter and comparator. The following is the block diagram. Same. Here the input is given to the modulated ASK signal. After coming the output of the shifted the signal from 1010, then rectifier diode will be given to the positive voltage, it acting as a forward bias, then it acting as a short circuit, then the signal is passes through the circuit. Output will be given to the low pass filter. The output of the low pass filter is given to this. If it is 0, the diode will be going to be a reverse bias, then the diode will be acting as a open circuit. Then the open circuit will be an open circuited. Then similarly the sequence of bits are coming from the ASK modulator, then rectify them, then given to the low pass filter. Low pass filter is allows only low frequency components. High frequency components will be rejected. Then it is given to the comparator. Comparing the values, we have to get the finally to get the original information of data signal is binary data. Then modulated ASK signal is given to the octave rectifier, the circuit. Then advantages of this ASK modulation is first point is to transmit the circuit to design very simple circuit to transmitting the circuit ASK. Second point is transmitter current and transmission power or current is required lower than the FSK. Frequency shifting, the current is less as compared to the ASK. Next one is one important advantage of ASK is it needed less bandwidth than the FSK. Advantage of amplitude shift keying is it needed less bandwidth than FSK. Then disadvantage of ASK is amplitude shift keying is a linear and sensitivity to atmospheric noise and distortion. Amplitude shift keying is a linear and sensitivity to atmospheric noise and distortion. The propagation condition on different routes in PST public switch telephone network, public switch telephone network propagation condition on different routes in PST. Next disadvantages of this PSTN used in telecommunication networks. The next point is required. It requires expensive bandwidth. The bandwidth is expensive to utilize, and therefore the wastage of power. A lot of power will be wasted in ASK modulation. What are the applications are needed? What are the applications of ASK amplitude shift keying? It requires a low frequencies of RF applications, home automation devices. Next point is industrial network devices, industrial purpose water networks to sharing the informations millions of people through internet. Wireless base of station is also used. Wireless from one country to the another country signal. Next, try to pressuring monitoring the system. Try pressuring and monitoring the system.